everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how narcissists mess with your mind. Being involved with a narcissist is really one of the worst things that can happen to somebody. Narcissists are shockingly cruel, endlessly manipulative, completely lacking in empathy. They bait you and string you along. You end up losing the ability to see reality. At the end of the relationship, you can look in a mirror and you don't recognize yourself. They've taken so much from you. They will take time, money, your family, your friends, love, everything that you want and desire, everything that you thought you had in the relationship. You recognize you had none of it. You lost everything. And the narcissist does this intentionally. That's one of the worst things. You have to accept that you were conned. This person knew exactly what they were doing. This wasn't accidental. They didn't accidentally hurt you or forget to do something. They targeted you from the beginning. A narcissist doesn't have a soul. They don't have empathy. They don't have feelings for anybody else. All they want is things for themselves. They are 100% selfish on an obscene level. So for a narcissist, everything is transactional. They don't have relationships with people. It's transactional. So if you think of yourself as a car. So, a narcissist targets you. They see you. They want, a luxury vehicle. They want the best possible vehicle that they can get, but they don't want to put a lot of money into it. So they'll put in the least amount of money for the best possible vehicle. You are that vehicle. They're going after you. Then they get the vehicle, they get you, and they're going to put in as little as possible to maintain the relationship. You don't know this, so you're in the relationship thinking everything's going great, or thinking that they didn't mean to hurt you, or you're buying their excuses. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody like this, you're in a relationship with an actor, somebody who can act. Narcissists are good actors. They've been practicing this skill since they were little kids. Because from the beginning, narcissists have lacked empathy. They've lacked the ability to connect with anybody else. They can't feel love. It's not in them. But they know they have to pretend this. So a narcissist knows that you don't really love them. You don't really care about them because they know that they're fake. So the person that you think you love doesn't exist. So it would be like if you were in love with a character in a book. This person doesn't exist. The character isn't real. For a narcissist, they understand this, but you don't. So a narcissist has resentment towards you from the beginning anyways, because it's weird. Like the way a narcissist thinks, they're angry at you because you're believing the lies that they're telling you. So this is what's really happening in the relationship. So they're pretending to have a heart. My ex, he would cry in front of me. He was able to turn on the waterworks. He would tell me a lot of things. He would tell me that he was sorry, that he didn't mean to, that he'll never do it again. Of course, he would again and again. That's a classic sign of narcissism. If you're getting a lot of words but no action, I said this in a video recently, really, truly, if somebody is telling you stuff, if there's words but no action, completely disregard the words. They mean nothing. You have to have action. Without action, words are meaningless. They don't mean anything. I could tell you anything, but if I'm not putting effort into this, if I'm not showing you that what I'm telling you is true, then I'm lying. Just assume I'm lying. That's what you have to do. And I know it might sound cold, but it's a reality in life. Words mean nothing. It's 100% action. So this is what's going on with a narcissist. They don't have any action behind anything. They'll tell you anything. And then, of course, because they're good actors, you believe it. I noticed this in my ex, and I also noticed this in Chris Watts. So I'm sure most of you know who Chris Watts is. He was a man who in 2018 killed his family. He murdered his entire family. He strangled his pregnant wife, and then he killed his little girls, 4- and 3-year-old, and he dumped their bodies into huge containers of crude oil. It's as heartless as you can be. Somebody who could do this has no conscience. Yet, when he was talking to the police, He was pretending he was all upset. So you're listening to him and you could almost feel bad for him. He's talking about how he misses his family, and his voice is cracking and he's saying things like, I don't know what happened. I miss them so badly. This is what he's saying. And so you're thinking, oh my gosh, this poor man lost his family. But you have to remember, this poor man who lost his family, he's the one that killed them. He dumped his little girls, their little bodies, he put in huge containers of crude oil. They're sinking in this crude oil. He wipes his hands of everything and goes about his day and is working right next to the big containers of crude oil like nothing happened. But of course, he doesn't want anybody to see him as a monster. Narcissists are incredibly concerned with how other people see them. So when he's talking to the police, he doesn't want them to think he's a monster. He doesn't want anyone to think he's a monster. So he'll whip up a few tears, pretend he cares, but you get to look at the actions. See what his actions did? His words don't match the actions. That's classic narcissism. Narcissists enjoy watching you suffer. This is where the silent treatment comes in. If you care about somebody, you could not give them the silent treatment. It just wouldn't be possible to see somebody so devastated. For somebody who hasn't been given the silent treatment, it really seems like nothing. Oh, they're ignoring you, so just ignore them back. That's what you're going to hear from somebody. It's more than that, though. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you're always in a relationship with an abusive person. Abuse is not just physical. It doesn't matter if it's physical or emotional. That scars you, that takes something from you. So you're already missing an essential part of yourself. Then the narcissist takes what's left of you. They take what's left of your identity. And remember, the narcissist is already angry with you because you don't really love the narcissist because they're pretending to be somebody else. So they're happy to take your identity away too. You deserve it. That's how the narcissist looks at it. And I don't want to say almost always. When a narcissist gives you a silent treatment, they give it to you because they have messed up. They're punishing you. So essentially, you're going to jail for a crime that the narcissist committed. Because if you do something wrong, if you did anything wrong, they are very happy to endlessly talk about it, to endlessly have you feel bad about it. But if they do something wrong, you are not allowed to mention it. You're not allowed to pretend you know. You have to just let it go immediately. Now, after a silent treatment, my ex would always tell me, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know what to say, so I just ignored you. This is what's happening. But they want you to suffer. Typically, what my ex would do is, so he would give me a silent treatment, and he would be unbearably cruel because he would act so nice to everybody else. So I don't exist. I'm not there. I'm invisible. I'm not part of the family anymore. So he'll come home. I'm there. He pretends not to see me. And of course, he's a good actor, so he can act away. He'll see the kids. And all of a sudden, he's super interested in what they're doing. That's how a narcissist is. They want you to suffer. They enjoy it. It brings them satisfaction. They're sadistic people. They don't want you to know this, but it's true. It's crucial to understand really what's going on. You are involved with a bad person. Now, a narcissist also likes to bother other people. It's not just you. They enjoy manipulating and tricking anybody that they can. So my ex liked to play games at work. So what he would do is he would send me these videos that he would take at work. And it was so pathetic. I thought it was and this is before I knew what narcissism even was. I thought it was so weird that he would do this. He thought this was so fun. So he'd be at work and he would move stuff around. Like he would steal people's lunches or he would take sodas out of the fridge. Then he would videotape them while they're looking for it. And he would send me these videos, thinking this was hilarious. Or he would steal stuff from people's desks. He would steal pictures, or he would steal like coffee cups, pens. He would unplug keyboards, things like that. This was so much fun for him. So this is what he's doing. And then, in the same vein, he's wondering why he's not getting promotions and things like that. Now, granted, people didn't know he was doing it, but this is what he's spending his time doing. He wasn't a serious person. He was at work playing games, sending these videos to me as if I'm going to be impressed. Of course, I recognize that he did the exact same thing to me. he would very often ask me to borrow things. For example, he would say, he would take I didn't know he was doing this at the time. I now know, after I put all these dots together, but he would take my keys from my purse. And then he would ask me to borrow my keys. Oh, honey, can I borrow your keys? I need to move the car for a second. Yeah, okay. And then I go to my purse, which I always keep my keys in my purse. They're always there, but they're not there. Where can my keys be? What you lost your keys again? Honey, kids, mommy lost her keys again. She's always losing things. And then I'm like, where are my keys? Or he would take money out of my wallet and then ask me to borrow money. I need to run down to the store. Do you have any money in your wallet? Knowing full well that he just took $20 out of my wallet. Yeah, I have some money in my wallet. Hold on. I thought I had money in my wallet. I know I had money in my wallet. Where did that $20 go? You lost $20? What happened? This is what they do. They play mind games and they enjoy it. They're getting incredible satisfaction out of doing this. Narcissists are emotionally cold. They're numb. And what they do is they use intermittent reinforcement to keep you hooked. So they'll keep you hooked like a drug addict, or you're like a rat in a maze. So, just like a rat will learn to push a little lever and get a little sugar cube, and then the scientists will take the sugar cube away, and the rat's still pushing it, trying to get that sugar cube, and they'll push it and push it and push it, and then every once in a while there'll be that sugar, and the rat will be satisfied, and they'll keep coming back for more because they're getting this intermittent reinforcement. That's what a narcissist is doing to you. They're teaching you to press that lever. You're getting your little sugar cube, and that's enough for you for now. And the narcissist is laughing. They're manipulating you. They're conning you. They're enjoying it. Last thing I'm going to talk about that a narcissist does to mess with your mind is that they future fake you. They will promise you everything under the sun. Whatever you want, they're going to do it. My ex would promise me everything. For so many years, I would believe it because I would keep putting myself into the equation. So I would think to myself, well, I wouldn't tell him I would do this if I wasn't going to do it. So I'm just assuming that it's the same with him. Narcissists teach you hard life lessons. Not everybody is a nice person. Not everybody intentionally keeps their word. So they're going to tell you everything. But this goes back to what I was saying earlier. If the actions don't back it up, you have to accept the reality of who the narcissist is. Narcissists purposely choose you. They intentionally manipulate you. They will take your life. It's like when you hear about the frog, with the heat gradually turning up, you put a frog in cold water, it doesn't know it's being cooked. Turn it up and it heats up and heats up and heats up. By the time the frog realizes it's in terrible danger, it's moments from death. That's what happens to us, to all of us who are involved with narcissists. We are that frog in the cold water, and we'll just keep getting turned up. If we can't learn to recognize these things, if we can't learn, all right, this is the reality, and cut our losses and move forward, we're going to end up with the narcissist for the rest of our life. And we're never going to have love in our life. We're never going to have the family that we want. We're never going to have our goals met because the narcissist will play these endless games permanently, in perpetuity. It will never end. Now, it's difficult to get out of a relationship with a narcissist because you've been so damaged. It's like I said, you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself anymore. You don't have any confidence anymore. You don't feel like you can move forward. Now, in my case, my relationship ended particularly badly. It ended on a night when he accused me of beating him up, which wasn't true. He filed a false police report against me. At that point, things were so bad. I had Child Protective Services involved. I kicked him out of the house permanently. But if that didn't happen, I don't know, would I still be with him? So this is something you have to ask yourself. For me, I feel like God really helped me out. He made it so that I really didn't have a choice. But if that doesn't happen to you, and then even if it does happen to you, it's traumatic. If you recognize any of these symptoms, or if you know you're with a narcissist and you think to yourself, oh, I could just never end the relationship, I guess I'm just stuck. You're not. I'm really telling you, I believed for so long because, I knew that there were problems before this. It wasn't like this terrible night that happened in December of 2019 was the only thing that happened. but I didn't think I could make it on my own. I thought I was stuck. I thought, all right, this is my life. I can't make it on my own. I have to stay with him. There is a way. I mean, this sounds like a cliche, where there's a will, there's a way, but it's really true. If I can get out, you can get out. I'm not particularly strong. You can do this. There is hope for all of us. Narcissists, every relationship that somebody's in with a narcissist is always going to end the same. You don't have any security when you're with a narcissist anyways. They're controlling everything. And this is somebody that enjoys watching you suffer, that has manipulated you from the beginning. They're like a hunter. You're a deer walking through the woods. They want your head on their wall. You're going to get shot. This is what's happening. So if you recognize these symptoms, please start planning your escape. The only chance you have for a good life, for a happy life, is without the narcissist. Everybody hopes the narcissist can change. Everybody hopes that they're wrong. But the reality is, narcissists are real. They really exist, and they really do these things. Thank you for watching this video. I'm very grateful for everybody who watches my videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all things related to narcissism. So if all goes well, I will see you on Friday. God bless you.